CBS News is projecting that former President Trump has won the Iowa caucuses. Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, who has endorsed Nikki Haley, joins us now. Governor Hogan, great to see you. It's an early night for Donald Trump. It's a big night for Donald Trump, and so it appears. Your reaction?
Well, I don't think it comes as any surprise. I think we were all expecting a big win for Donald Trump. It's really a matter of expectations. You know, I haven't seen the numbers yet, but Donald Trump at one point was up to 90% of the Republican primary voters, and yesterday he was bragging about it. He was at 70%. But I think we're going to wait and see if he does below 50 or above 50. I think that's important. But it's really a battle for second place and a race against expectations. I think, Ron DeSantis put all the marbles on Iowa. He's been focused on it. He was guaranteeing a victory for many, many months. And, at the very best, I think he's going to be a distant second place and potentially in third place. I think Nikki Haley's surging. And the great news is, it really doesn't matter who wins this one. The winner of the Iowa caucus has not been the nominee for 24 years. They've lost the last 5 elections. But New Hampshire is, having a little momentum going in there, I think helps, where Nikki Haley is down 6 or 7 points to Donald Trump. It's really a two-person race. And I think if Ron DeSantis finishes third, he goes back to Tallahassee. If he finishes second, he can limp on to New Hampshire, where he's got 6%.
What is it in Nikki Haley that you saw, Governor Hogan, that led you to endorse her?
Well, I first of all think that she's the strongest. I want to see a Republican nominee that can beat Joe Biden, and I believe that she's the strongest nominee in November. She hasn't been the strongest one in the Republican base primary. I mean, Trump has been the strongest one, but Trump's the weakest one in November. I think Nikki Haley has a broader appeal. I like her positions on foreign policy. She's got the great experience as a governor and at the United Nations, and she's tough. And she's been the only one that's been gaining and going up, while both Trump and DeSantis and Ramaswamy are all going down. And I think I like the trajectory.
Governor Hogan, you know that the Republican National Committee is more Trump-oriented than it was in 2016. Many state parties are more Trump-oriented than they were in 2016. That means if you're going to take the nomination away from the former president, you've got to win places. Does Nikki Haley have a chance to win New Hampshire?
Yeah.
And even if she does, what's the next place that she could win?
Yeah, well, it's tough. There's no question that Trump and the MAGA wing controls the apparatus, and I'm not saying it's an easy climb, but I think she's the only one with a chance. I think if she comes out of here overperforming and she rolls into Iowa, where she's only down New Hampshire, and she's down single digits, she does have a chance to win there. And if she pulls off a major upset, it's happened before, where somebody comes from nowhere and wins, she rolls into her home state of South Carolina with a lot of momentum, and she's not leading there now, but I think with a win in Iowa, it could give her the boost that she needs. So it's a tough thing, but I'm not counting her out, and I'm hoping that she can continue to have the success she's had recently.
And very quickly, Governor Hogan, about South Carolina. I've traveled there a lot, and many South Carolina Republicans tell me the South Carolina Republican Party and the state itself that elected Nikki Haley governor is fundamentally changed since then. It's become a much more Trump-oriented state, and South Carolina won't be as hospitable to former Governor Haley as it was when it elected her so long ago. Your thoughts?
I think that's probably true, which is why she's down in the polls now. But, Major, you've been around long enough to know that one thing can change the momentum of a race. And if she were to pull off an amazing upset in New Hampshire, there's going to be a lot of attention and focus. We don't know what some of the continuing problems that Donald Trump's going to be having legally. You just never know what's going to happen over the next several weeks. So we got to play the game. I'm not guaranteeing a victory for Nikki Haley, but I think we shouldn't count her out.
Former Maryland Republican Governor Larry Hogan, we thank you so much for your time.